Hey guys, before we get the show started this week, I just wanted to extend a little love and support towards Smiley's Acoustic Cafe and Mike Fraser out there. They had a electrical fire this last week, and they had to shut down for a little bit, but they're back open quickly. But they did obviously have some reparation costs involved. So there's like a relief fund, and if you would like to support and donate towards them, me and Johnny were going to talk about our Venmo handle for donations for the show, but this week we want to give 100% of the donations towards Smiley's, and if you would like to donate anything at all, it would be greatly appreciated, because we love those guys and what they do for the music community and Greenville community altogether. So the Venmo handle is at UMMPod. That's UMMPod, Upstate Music Mind Pod. So at UMMPod, if you would like to donate anything, 100% will be going to Smiley's.
I mean, the Spice Girls, dude, they just look like the bachelorette party you don't want to run into.
All right. Welcome back to the Upstate Music Mind Podcast.
Yeah.
We're still doing it.
Still going.
Still going. Still growing.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Something... Damn it. Hold on. I was still going with the Owen rhymes, and then you went to the ops. But
sorry.
No. It's totally my fault. You got to think on the fly,
Gotta be on your toes,
my
dude.
guy.
You gotta be on your toes.
Bill Nye. The science.
My oh my.
My oh my. My girl. And my boy, Brandon, Brandon, is in the studio again today.
Brandon.
There he is. We were thinking of condensing his name. Maybe just Brandon.
There is another name you go by.
He does have a nickname. What is this one, John?
He does have a nickname. His nickname's Boo Boo. You want to tell him why people call you Boo Boo?
Ouch.
Okay, the short, quick version. When I was born.
So your penis, like.
Yes, my penis. It was a boo-boo. But yeah, like, some people weren't playing. And what do you call a mistake? A boo-boo.
Well, Boo Boo it's a little endearing nickname, right? I mean, it's better than calling you whoops.
Oh, shit.
I mean, whatever that was. That's fine. Let's talk about the guest for today, Johnny. We have a couple good ones again, of course. We have a lot of people throwing it our way, and we're getting used to it. We're getting a little cocky, I think, but we're going to stay humble here. Because one of my favorite artists is, his initials are, all right, Johnny, you know this. One of my favorite artists is JJ. Jay Johnson. Who am I talking about?
Jack Johnson.
You would normally be correct, but I'm referring to Jacob Johnson this time.
Ooh.
And he is the guest. I got you. I know. I got you.
Oh, you did.
Sorry.
You did.
I thought
It's
I would.
all a setup. I knew that was coming. It was a softball setup. I'm pretty sure I knew that was coming.
Johnny knows that Jack Johnson was my dude, like our dude in college, man. I mean, In Between Dreams came out in 2004.
Dude, yeah.
That was our freshman year.
I know.
Dude.
I remember. We went to Daytona and stayed with your grandparents, right?
Yeah, and then Jack Johnson came over.
Yeah, he totally did. We blazed a huge bowl and wrote some smash hits.
Right.
No, for real though. We listened to that album all the way down to Daytona and pretty much all the way back, I think.
I mean, that was just, man, that was such a good album, man. He was a really good songwriter. Some of his stuff now, it sounds kind of the same generic kind of stuff, but man, I used to love that guy. And he was playing with Old Mason there for a while, which was awesome. But anyway, no. What's that, Brandon?
Did you guys ever wake up and eat banana pancakes with each other?
Only when Jonathan cooks them will I eat them.
Yeah. Make some bomb-ass banana pancakes.
Yes. With a bowl of Life cereal, of course. Anyway, no, Jacob Johnson. Have you guys have seen them both play live, right?
Yeah, I've seen Jacob.
Well, you're about to get a double dose, my friend. Just close your eyes. Don't question. If you start feeling stuff, just listen to the music.
I never question when I feel stuff.
That's a good way to live life. Just don't question it.
All right, Jacob Johnson.
Yeah.
Jakob Jansson.
Jakob Jansson.
Born in the Nordic region. No.
Sounds like a Viking dude.
Yeah, but with this one, man, he's a really nice guy, man, and I really enjoyed talking to him. And unfortunately, Johnny was at work, busy man. But we do have that interview coming up here. There's 2 songs we're gonna play, and I guess we'll just kind of let the interview introduce those guys. I'm calling the songs guys. Like we talked with Mark Webb Jr., they're like their things, man. They're their own beings. I don't know. They're normally they're referred to as girls. Are they more like? What do you think?
Songs?
Like everybody who owns a ship, like it's a girl, right? Like, but and
yeah.
like guitars, like you're like, oh, that's my baby, or like she's been with me, you know.
Yeah.
Are songs girls? Probably. Brandon.
That's weird. They're normally about them.
A Forrest Gump kind of deal.
Jenny.
No.
But would songs be called girl? You know how like he's saying how like boats and cars and things like you name them like Betsy or something weird like that. But it's always a girl's name. So would songs be girls? I mean,
girls. I think honestly we're probably not supposed to genderize. What is genderize a word?
That does give a very possessive kind of nature to like men possessing women, and I don't like it. I'm not here for it.
Right. I don't stand up for this shit. All right.
Get woke, dude.
Well, either way, these babies are good. There's no gender there.
Babies. They can be male, female.
So let's just leave it that. These are
babies.
Oh
these
man, but
puppies.
no, you can't, because I almost described the songs as tasty, and you can't combine those. So
puppies and tasty.
Puppies.
Those puppies look tasty.
Hush puppies. All right. Well, I can't fucking talk. Wait till you hear these puppies bark.
Okay, now
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear these puppies bark.
All right, and here's Jacob Johnson.
Ryan.
Jacob, what's up, buddy?
Not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot.
Awesome. That's always good for start of the week. Kind of not a lot going on. Get to kind of ease yourself into whatever lies ahead.
Yeah. I'm hanging out on the porch, drinking some coffee.
Oh, nice.
At a computer screen, putting some dates in.
Putting some dates or beats? What'd you just say?
Dates.
Oh, dates. I didn't know if you were like.
I'm doing you that producing stuff. That's over my head.
Oh, okay. I mean, hey, man, I hadn't talked to you in a little while. I didn't know if you had expanded your. I was gonna say realm, and then I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, probably about another 6 months of lockdown, and I would have gotten there.
Well, I mean, honestly, a big reason why the podcast is probably even going on here is because I have all this cool equipment and software that I've been able to mess with because of that. And the reason I really even bought the whole thing initially was because of a guy named Mark Rebier. I think that's how you pronounce it. Do you know who that is?
I don't think I do.
Oh my goodness, this dude is hilarious. I mean, he might not be your style, but he does he's actually extremely talented, but he does these like goofy, YouTube videos, but he just kind of makes beats on the fly, but has a keyboard, and like he's kind of soulful, but then he's like, it's funny, I don't know. Anyway, I just was like, that would be a lot of fun, and I got it, doing it just to be like that, just to kind of have fun with it. But then I was like, this is actually really high quality stuff, and then fast forward, now I'm like doing only like serious stuff with it, if you want to call podcasting serious.
It is now, man. I just the other day I was thinking about probably like 8 or 10 years ago. I was at a music conference, and this guy, and I don't remember his name or even where he was from, but he was into what I was doing. He was like, "Hey man, you want to be on my podcast?" And I was like, "I guess, maybe." I don't know. And I sort of pushed the guy off because I had no idea what he was doing, what he was talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't go on to be, like Mark Maron or anybody like that. But just the idea that like, oh yeah, I didn't know what this was then.
So like, that's the first time you heard the word podcast?
It wasn't the first. I had heard the word, but I didn't. I mean, it was probably literally. I mean, maybe 2010.
Yeah.
2011, 20. It was a while ago.
Well, I mean, I remember honestly thinking kind of the same thing. Like, someone kind of said the word, and I was like, I'm not like an Apple guy, man. Like, I thought it was something like, specifically to like iPods or something like that or whatever. And I just, yeah.
I'm not a nerd. Just leave me to listen to my giant binder full of CDs.
Turn the radio back to AM, Sonny.
Yeah.
Give me that 8-track player.
Yeah, totally.
I actually would like one of those.
I have started, like, in the past year, I have slowly started to get my feet into the home studio.
Oh, cool.
But I sold a guitar this past week.
Oh.
which is always a heartbreaking thing to do.
Oh man, that is, man. I just felt that.
I sold a guitar and got a couple of nice mics.
Okay.
That was kind of the last missing piece. I had way too many guitars. You know, I'm not gonna.
What piece did you let go there, man?
It was a Takamine. I can't remember the model right offhand, but it was a cedar top dreadnought. It's really probably the first nice guitar that I ever had.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's.
I have like 3 other Takaminis right now, and 2 of them are not exactly the same thing, but they're the same, you know, body type. They're just kind of like a model up.
Yeah. I I remember the first like guitar that I got that actually like sounded pretty good was an Alvarez, and I remember those. They were kind of underrated. You know.
Definitely. Well, I had an Alvarez before I had this Takamine. And when I got the Alvarez, it was the best guitar I had ever had. Let's see, I had an Ibanez that was probably maybe like a $300 or $400 guitar.
Right.
And a couple of years later, I got a decent Alvarez out of the pawn shop for maybe $300 or $400, and it sounded good. It sounded nice.
You know.
But it wasn't like a Yari or anything like that. But it was a good sounding guitar.
Well, you know what's fun? This would be so funny. Like, my old lead singer. I mean, you know, there was, you know, some things that happened at the end that we weren't a big fan of. But you know, anyway, there was a lot of equipment that went unaccounted for, and I let him borrow that thing, and it would be pretty fucking hilarious if that was the one you got from the pawn shop. Like, that would be hilarious.
Well, this would have been a long time ago. This would have been probably 2007.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was kind of just joking about it, but that would be hilarious, honestly.
You never know, though.
I know.
You never know.
Could you feel me like when you were playing it? Never mind. That sounds weird.
No, I felt your spirit.
Okay, that sounds better. All right, man. Well, yeah, I know I kind of got us off the rails right out of the gate, but that's just kind of how I roll, and you know, we can touch on everything that we're supposed to, of course, here. So, you just sent me a couple songs, and we're gonna play both those. The first one is called "Old Soul." Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So "Old Soul" is an instrumental song. You know, acoustic solo guitar. I did the hook of it was just something I played with for a couple of years before I kind of found the right place for it. I kind of wanted it to sound like one of those old like Sinatra tunes where he's singing, you know, about hanging out in the saloon at 3 a.m, just like him and a piano. That was sort of the sound I was going for.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, let's go ahead and roll this song out.
Old Soul by Jacob Johnson. And there's a lesson for Old Soul up on my website. You can tap for it also if anybody's interested.
Oh, okay, cool. And the website, it was jacobjohnsontunes.com?
jacobjohnsontunes.com, that's right.
Okay, awesome. So, listen, guys, I'm proud of my skills on guitar. I've been playing for a long time, but anytime I want a piece of humble pie, I'll throw in some Jacob Johnson, and, you know. No, what's funny is we had Mike Frazier from Smiley's on last week, and he, you know, I don't think we actually got it on the recording. It was probably right before when we were kind of warming up, but we brought you up, and he was just like, man, that's the best, you know, acoustic. That's the best guitarist. He makes the sounds that I've never heard of on that thing, man. And so we were talking about you and in all the right ways, buddy.
Mike's a good guy, and he keeps a lot of us upstate musicians in burgers and beer.
Hey, dude, that's, you know what? That's exactly right, man. And he's a funny guy. He's a good dude. You know, he's going to be a regular, I think, on the show. So.
Good. Yeah, I like Mike a lot. In fact, I was just texting him a little bit ago.
Oh, okay. Tell him I said, hello. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I was going to say something like.
Text him and tell him hello.
I was going to say something weird that I would tell him, but I don't know, like, if you guys make the same jokes me and him make. So I'll just leave that. I'll leave that be. But all right, Jacob, the next song you have here is called the Goodnight Chorus, correct?
That's right.
Do you have anything you want to kind of set up with this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bud.
This is a song I wrote with my buddy Gray Lee, who's a little bit of a recluse, but he's a talented singer-songwriter here in the upstate. And it's been my closure for a couple of years now since we wrote it. I just wanted to write a song that was kind of for all the cool people that we meet through music. So we're kind of name-checking the staff, the fellow musicians, the people that kind of come out and hear us play.
Yeah.
And, you know, the characters that we make up and put in our songs, they're all in there. And
Awesome.
I think if people listen to it, they'll hear themselves in there somewhere probably too.
Oh, that's great, man. That's a great idea for a track.
Oh, and I should mention that the recording of that's up on Spotify that you're about to play was recorded live at the Spinning Jenny, which is a great upstate venue.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, and you know, there's a couple segments we do on here that's kind of touches on exactly what you just said here, which is kind of cool. You know, bringing people together and musicians meeting and collaborating and all that, that's a big part of the show. You know, we want to get everybody's music out there that's established and that's trying to, you know, grow their fan base, but we also want to get people connected that have talent and haven't found many resources to meet other musicians that are like-minded and all that. And we can touch on that later, but let's get into your track, man. I keep getting on the ramble train. This is Goodnight Chorus.
Goodnight Chorus by Jacob Johnson.
Good night to the waitress and the regular crowd. Good night to the band that's playing too loud. Good night, good night, good night to you all. Good night. Good night to the ladies. Good night to the gents. Good night, you go-getters that got up and went. Good night, good night, good night to you all. Good night. Good night to the gypsies, the weary, the worried. Good night to the tipsy, the drowsy, the blurry. Good night, good night, good night to you all. Good night. Good night to the cowboys and the rodeo clowns, to the salt of the earth and the dust of the ground. Good night, good night, good night to you all. Good night. Good night, you street preacher reading from King James Dean. Good night, all you pushers and alleyway queens. Good night, good night, good night to you all. Good night. Good night to the voice of a lost generation, singing for tips in a dark railway station. Good night, good night, good night to you all. Good night. Good night, you ambitious, too big for this town. Come back when you're ready to lay some roots down. Good night to the hustlers, to the wise guys, to the hustlers, to the wise guys and thieves. Good night, all you skeptics and those who believe. Good night to the late crowd. Good night, early risers. Good night, all you poets. Good night, plagiarizers. Good night to the faithful. Good night to the few. Good night, all you lovers and ones that love you. Good night, good night, good night to you all. Good night. Good night, good night, good night to you all. Good night.
So Jacob Johnson, yes. Do you have any shows or anything kind of coming up here soon that you would like to put out there to people?
I do.
Awesome.
Let's see. You can find everything on the website, obviously. I know June 16th is a Wednesday. I'm going to be at the Peddler in Spartanburg, which is a great place to go hear music.
Nice. I've never been there.
They have a very kind of cool sort of curated view. I think people might get in their head that like, oh, it's like a bar, restaurant gig, but Ricky over there, he's really good at, booking singer-songwriters, and he's cultivated a really great audience, and it's a good place to go here.
Oh, that's great to hear, man.
The day after that, I'll be at Smiley's. That's Thursday, June 17th.
Mikey Frage.
Yeah. July 7th. Yeah, July 7th, I'm doing the TV stage at the Peace Center with the trio.
Oh, awesome, buddy.
They've been selling out pretty quick because they've been limiting the numbers of tickets. It's July, so I'm kind of hoping they'll open it up to some more people by then, but we'll see what happens. I'm also doing a little run through Tennessee and a little run through Texas. If anybody knows folks in those states,
oh, okay.
go to my website and find out where I'll be.
Nice. Dude, all right, man. Well, that's good. I know you're happy to be playing and getting back to it, so.
Oh, man, I have missed it so much.
Yeah, man, we all have, and I think another thing here is throwing this podcast. Maybe people will kind of hear some of the stuff they've been missing out on, and like I said, just linking up and knowing where people are playing and what they're playing and what's going on. I just would love to keep the momentum building, because you've been in the Greenville area in this music scene for as long as I have and longer, and I mean, we've seen so many talented people come through here, and I think it's time. I think it's time for us to be known and to get the hype back, and to get all the people who aren't, just the people who just enjoy listening, who even aren't musicians, to get them back excited about music in the area.
Yeah, we need those people, and we love them. And I do want to take a second to encourage everybody to go and, if you're a musician, if you're a listener, whatever, go and hit some open mics. Smiley's has a great one on Monday. I'm sure some others will probably be starting to open back up once things get rolling a little more. Because, man, it's just so, not living in a city that's a huge music hub, like Nashville or something, it's really nice to go be around, like the creative energy that happens at open mic night,
Awesome, yeah.
And sometimes I'll go play, but I just like going and being around people who are doing something,
Yeah, man. It's always refreshing as can be to sit there and hear new tunes from just someone pouring their heart out and letting it out there, man,
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, dude, I really appreciate you joining us. I know we've kind of known each other a while, and kind of right when I got this started, there was kind of a top 5 people I was thinking, and you were definitely one of the first ones I wanted to reach out to and get you on as soon as we could. So I appreciate you being on, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, and I'll do it again. Just let me know when.
Sounds great, man. Yeah, go ahead and follow us at Upstate Music Mine, and check out Jacob Johnson's music there. His website is jacobjohnsontunes.com. The YouTube is youtube.com/Jacob Johnson Tunes. They're all Jacob Johnson Tunes, I guess, right? Facebook
much.
as well, /Jacob Johnson Tunes. So,
yeah, great. Yeah.
Instagram. Yeah, your OnlyFans. We're asking everybody about their OnlyFans. So, Is that?
Not yet.
Yeah, just kidding. All right. Well.
In 6 more months of lockdown after I'm done making my.
All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate you, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. See you, Ryan.
Bye. All right, another great interview. Let's get ready for our next guest here. It's Bradley Keegan of Pour Taproom. And they got some good shows coming up, so let's get him on the line here. Another interview. Here it is, Bradley Keegan of Pour. All right, we have Bradley Keegan and
Howdy.
loud fans above us.
Yes.
Keeping us nice and air conditioned.
Tons of fans.
If you cannot hear that, then I did an excellent job of mixing a song in with the right pitch of the air. So, test.
Check.
Test, check. All right. Use the element which brings life. Do you know that quote?
No.
That's deja vu. It's from Mortal Kombat, the original, not the new one.
All right.
Oh shit, you're muted. Have you seen? Well, that's still recorded. Good. Have you seen the new Mortal Kombat?
I have.
What is your honest opinion?
What is my honest opinion?
Don't hold back.
That baby should have died when Raiden took it up into the clouds. It would have gotten electrocuted and burned to death.
You know, that's
and that
weird.
would have been gone.
I thought about
End of movie.
I thought about that when he was like. I was like, I get it not hurting him, but wow. I thought even a flash on a camera is gonna hurt a baby, but let alone a lightning bolt portal.
Right. If Raiden can fight him and hurt him with lightning, then it would have hurt him when he was a baby. You know, the physics. They didn't think about the physics.
Well, you got it. You know, Hanzo's bloodline, though, man.
It's true.
You know, I guess you can't understand the full mystery. But anyway, that was a very weird start. But I'm a huge Mortal Kombat nerd, and I did enjoy the new movie for a lot of reasons. There were a lot of things I wish they would have done differently, but you know, I'm just glad that they made a new one, like with the cool new special effects and modern technology and shit.
Definitely so. A new storyline for a new generation of Mortal Kombat kids.
My voice was already going, so I'm really pushing it. I don't know why I tried, but that was kind of close for half a second.
That was.
Ed Boon, I could never do it like you do. But all right, let's get. All right,
right.
welcome back to the Mortal Kombat podcast. All right, let's get to business here. I have Bradley Keegan, and
Howdy.
he is representing Pour Taproom. We want to kind of plug some of their events coming up here this week, as well as kind of what else he's involved with here. I know he's involved with production and booking and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna stop talking here and let him take over and introduce him.
All right, this is Bradley Keegan. Like he said, I'm one of the managers over at Pour Taproom, and I do all the event coordination, music booking, things like that. And then I also own Audio Visions Entertainment, which we do help with artist management, booking other venues other than Pour Taproom, and kind of just get people playing music as many places as often as they can. So definitely out here to support the Greenville scene, along with many other scenes around this region.
Well, we've had a lot of good response so far, and it's been a lot of fun to interview all these people and get to know some of these individuals and catch up with some. But I was just telling Brad when I walked in, he looked familiar, and I feel like we've maybe taken a shot of Jameson or something at the same bar before, you know.
I definitely would not remember that.
And well, I was hilarious. We got along.
Oh yeah, that guy.
We like all the girls in the bar were all over us. I don't know. It was
one. I do remember that.
I only saved one picture just to keep us humble because
Right.
it was an epic night.
Right.
And my phone literally
Like
just vibrated
blackmail.
just now, and I don't know if that's a sign. But
It's the Greenville News.
watch it be like a YouTube Mortal Kombat like suggestion or some shit because my phone's listening to everything.
Right.
Oh god. All right. Anyway, so for this week, do you want to talk about the shows you have kind of lined up here? Because I think you guys had maybe an extra show in the middle of the week or something like that.
Yes. So one thing that we did during COVID was we did Grateful Dead night every Thursday, just doing solo acoustic stuff. But now that it's opened back up, we're doing Grateful Dead night once a month, full live bands. It's a different band every month, as going for now. So May 27th, this coming Thursday, we have Jerry's Nub. If you haven't seen Jerry's Nub, these are some young cats that were raised in the Grateful Dead family, you know, they crush it. They are 19, 20, 21 years old and know more about the Grateful Dead than I do, and it's frustrating, and I love them for it, and they just are so good at what they do.
Are there potentially any reincarnated folks there?
You know,
I mean, how young you said there? I don't know.
Yeah, they're in their early 20s, you know,
math.
freshman, sophomore in college, so.
You know,
Yeah.
this is completely random, of course, but
Yeah.
there's a CVS, and the pharmacist is Jerry Garcia. Like, I think it's the one near Paris Mountain, but I remember going to them and like, look at the pharmacist's name. Of course, he's in the drug world, but it was spelled different anyway. Sorry, go ahead.
How do you spell Jerry Garcia?
It was
different?
like, oh god, it was like Geri. So I guess it was a girl, a lady,
Okay,
like Jerry Ann.
really?
I knew one Jerry Ann. She was a redhead. Oh, never
Everyone
mind.
get to the CVS on Paris Mountain and tell Jerry Garcia that she's now on this podcast.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Pharmacist and now world famous fake musician, or whatever. Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Sorry to sidetrack. I always do that. Keep going,
Yeah.
buddy.
That's what podcasts are for.
Right.
I love it. So yeah, that Grateful Dead night, definitely passion project of mine. And the future ones, we're talking to several different breweries about sponsoring them and having tap takeovers for each one with a different brewery. So please pay attention to the Grateful Dead Thursdays because they're only getting bigger and better. Then next show this week would be Quasi Quasar. So yeah, those guys just rip up blues, rock and roll, jammy kind of stuff. A little bit of psychedelia there. So, you know, we always like to get funky at Pour Taproom. We got a giant disco ball in there for a reason now. So.
Oh yeah, I'm getting mushrooms on my pizza. Is what I was gonna say. So, there.
Yes, for sure.
Do you like mushrooms? Like, just,
yes.
Like, you know, standard.
You don't
Papa
have to
John.
define it.
Right, there we go. Okay. Do you like pickles?
I love pickles.
Okay, good. Good. I knew you were. I knew it.
I've
man.
never had a
I
psychedelic
almost
pickle
said,
though.
I knew you were a mushroom and pickle kind of guy, but damn it.
There you go.
No, those seem to be kind of polarizing foods. Olives.
I love olives.
Fuck,
Black,
all of 'em.
green, Kalamata, except the weird ones. If somebody could sell just olive oil in a Manhattan store that probably costs $30,000 a month to rent, then anybody can do anything.
What's your random business idea, man?
Random
I've
business?
had a million, like Boober.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna talk about Boober sometime, but what do you have for me here?
Random business idea. I'm like on the spot here.
Oh well, hey, we'll go ahead and do
yeah,
the magic wand edit.
let's circle back. Yeah.
We will. We'll circle on back and get back on track, back to back. Matter of fact, we got another thing on stack. All right, I did a shitty
That was
freestyle last
whack.
time too. Thank you. Yes. Time for a snack. Where are the frickles? I did actually secretly order frickles. They might show up anytime.
Oh, nice.
We are on location at Local Q here, doing a live interview with Bradley Keegan. We're gonna get back on track and without rhyming this time. Did we finish the shows up there? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
for this upcoming week?
for this particular business week, but I'm already booked all the way into October with bands, and we're still looking for bands. So you can send any band info over our way to Pour Taproom via Messenger, and then we'll redirect you to the Audio Visions Entertainment Booking Agency information.
Awesome. All right, and that is Pour Taproom. There is another. So we do a little show list rundown at the end of every show, and is there a Pour Sports bar in the area?
There is other places with the name Pour in which we will not talk about.
And how fun is that to get everything? I'm sure you guys get. So I worked at Wild Wing, and I tell you how many times fucking Buffalo Wild Wing people would come in, and this one lady was so angry and was like, I'm calling corporate. I was like, which corporate are you gonna call, ma'am? I mean,
Right.
If you call my corporate line, they'll agree with me. If you call Buffalo, they're gonna think you're stupid.
Right.
Go ahead. Tell me how that goes. Anyway,
There's definitely, because we're at different ends of Main Street, so a lot of people say we're going to Pour at the end of Main Street. And so, if it's like a wedding party and we get all the bachelorettes and they get all the bachelors, we're pretty cool with that, but you know what I mean? Or, you know, the people that come to Pour Taproom really like really good beers, really good vibes, all that kind of stuff. Not saying that the rest are not, but the people that come into Pour Taproom excited are there for the good beer. So it's always spurs good conversation and good people. So, you know, you can tell our customers are unique.
That's awesome, buddy. Yeah, man. Good beer, good people, good times, good music, man. I mean, what more else could you ask for?
Nothing.
That I could actually provide you. Nothing. I mean, Mortal Kombat diversion. We got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Kung Fu in the garage. John Stamos. I don't.
Yeah.
Do you get this reference?
I don't, but I do Kung Fu in the garage sometimes.
If I said Good Housekeeping, no. Step Brothers.
Yeah, definitely that.
All right, so yeah, we have your next week covered here. General scope. Is there any other thing that you want to kind of throw out there for the folks out there?
You know, just come visit us at Pour Taproom. We got trivia every Tuesday.
Yes.
You know, so
What time does that start?
That starts at about 7:30. It's team trivia. It's DJ trivia. So everything we do at Pour Taproom is all about the music. So it's all the music songs are hints to the questions, and so there's music playing all the time. So you can have part of your group not even playing, and there's still good music playing the whole time. Half your people could be playing pool, half playing trivia. So it's a good time to just bring a whole group of friends out, and that just like good music and good food and trivia. Stuff like that.
Hey, we were talking about dad jokes earlier. What time does the dentist trivia start?
What time does dentist trivia start? 2:30?
Thank you, bro. I knew it. I knew you would.
Nailed it.
Yes. We just terribly fist pounded, but there's a lot of stuff in the middle, and our fans are so loud and
Here's the
overtopping.
thing, this is a podcast, so we could have said that was the best fist pound ever, but now I am hearing myself, and let's not say that.
Yeah, I'll throw in like a sound effect, like, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, man. I guess that'll do it for us today. Unless you had anything else last second, or you wanted to throw out.
No,
something.
man, just that come to Pour Taproom, check out all our shows. They're always free, and we're always having a good time, and we have some of the best beer around in Greenville, which is on Wednesdays. It's 25% off everything from 4 to 7, and then we are best beer selection on Best of the Upstate, and I think that's just an undeniable fact from my opinion. Thanks, y'all.
All right, schedule time. Might get a little drop for this, a little like clock ringing or something. Johnny, Mondays.
Yeah.
What do we got for Monday?
Open mic, as usual. We got Growler House in Fountain Inn, starts at 7:30. Got Carolina Barnhouse.
Barnhouse.
Barnhouse Ales.
We cannot help it.
6 to
Cannot
9.
fucking help it.
I can't help it, dude.
It's like-
Every time I see it, I'm like, I have to Barnhouse.
I know.
I have to do that. I have to.
I know. I hear it in my head. If I don't say it, it's like a sneeze that doesn't come out.
Right. But then also open mic at Smiley's at 7.
All right, and then we have on Tuesday, Jerry's Nub at the Spinning Jenny. We've been talking about those guys a few times. We talked about that
clutch name,
with Bradley there.
Yeah.
He was bragging about those guys, some young cats, grooving out. All right.
Groovy.
Open jam at the Freight Yard. That seems to be consistently on Tuesdays there. And Charles Hedgepath, first guitar teacher at Smiley's at 7 p.m.
Sweet. Wednesday, we got karaoke at Dugout Sports Lounge at 7 o'clock. Greenville Jazz Collective will be at the Peace Center. That's pretty cool, from 6 to 9. Matt Crisp is at the Tasting Room at 6 o'clock.
Crisp and tasting room.
Live karaoke at Smiley's, which again, you know, I've talked about how cool that was. The live band that back was pretty good. So go check them out at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Hewitt Band at Harley Davidson in Greenville, 7 p.m. And there's karaoke going on at Sonny's Grill, 7 o'clock.
Old Sonny. All right. Do you ever think you're going to call kids Sonny when you get older? Like, listen here, Sonny.
Oh, man. No.
I wonder what I'm gonna call him.
Something much worse.
Listen here, shithead. It'll probably adapt to something more aggressive
Yeah,
at that point.
shithead is a great one. Shithead is so great.
Come here, old shithead.
Shithead.
All right. Thursday, Alice Drive at Stone Pizza. Sorry. Jerry's Nub at Pour Taproom at 8. So there you go. There's that another Pour Taproom show here and another nub show. Another nub show.
I was trying to think of like, you know how you say, you know, rock out with your, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think of something with nub.
Grub out
like,
with your nub out?
Like, grub out with your nub out? I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, there we are again. Widow Lake at Lake Bowen. Wow.
Ooh,
Widow
double
Lake
lakes.
Bowen Country Club at 8 p.m. What the hell am I saying? Live jazz. See, jazz is so complicated, I can't even say the word jazz sometimes.
Live A. It's
Live. Yaz. At Top Soil Kitchen and Market, 6:30 to 8:30. Little Leslie and the Bloodshots at the Velo Fellow at 8, and Quasi Quasar at Smiley's at 7:30.
All right, starting off that weekend with Friday, we got Angela Easterling at Fire Forge Crafted Beer at 6:30. Jarrett Forrester will be at Sweet Sippin', 7 o'clock. Almost got me there. Widow Lake at Layla. What is that?
Layla Marie's.
Layla Marie's Bar. Yeah, Layla Marie's Bar and Grill. Okay, 8 o'clock. Big Eyes Parker at Growler House and Fountain Inn from 7 to 10. The Full Effect at the Pump House, 8:30. LC Branch will be at Smiley's at 6:30. Jet will also be at Smiley's going on at 10 o'clock. Jet is, I know the guy, Eric Weiler there. He's a character, man. He's a character. He will get on some tables and play guitar with his teeth and, you know, that whole kind of thing, man. But always a good time. Go see Jet. We got Rhythm Muscle at RJ Rockers Brewery at 6:30. Carl Lauber, there's your boy, at Pub Blue, 6 p.m. At Pub Blue. Karaoke at Sonny's Grill at 7 o'clock. And Robbie Haiti? Yeah?
Haiti or Hyde? H-E-Y-D-E.
Yeah, we'll say Haiti. That's kind of weird, though. I don't know.
Well, sorry, Robbie.
Anyway,
Robbie.
he's at Maestro's Bistro at 6 to 9.
All right, and Saturday we have the Vinyl Junkies at the Freight Yard, 7 p.m. Sly Sparrow at the Pump House at 8:30. Quasi Quasar at Pour Taproom at 8 p.m. Widow Lake at Rubens Food and Spirits. Little Leslie and the Bloodshots at Jocassee Valley Brewing Company. These folks are playing all over the place, man, this week. A lot of the same folks playing around here. You can catch them out at multiple locations. So you have no excuse, guys. Darby Wilcox at Red Horse Inn. West End String Band at Smiley's at 6:30. Two Greer Boys at Smiley's. I said that a little more country. Two Greer Boys at Smiley's at 10 p.m. And then we have Gordon Tools. Sorry. Is it Jordan? That's Jordan, isn't it? Geordon. O-N. Jordan Tullis at RJ Rockers Brewery and Vera Soul at RJ Rockers Brewery. Jordan goes on at 3, and then Vera Soul goes on at 6:30. Carl Lauber. Sorry, Carl. At Marriott Hotel Spartanburg, 6 p.m. Karaoke at Sonny's Grill at 7. There's Robbie Haiti again at Maestro's Bistro, 6 to 9. Are they
holding it down?
Those look like the
bistro.
same exact things to end that day as well. All right, Johnny, Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday, CJ Solar at the Peace Center, 7:30. Jameson Smith will be at Delaney's Irish Pub in Spartanburg at 6 o'clock. Mark Webb Jr., yeah, my
There
boy,
we go.
at Stone Pizza
Marky
at
Webbs.
12 p.m. Oh, Marky Dub. The Inglorious 4 at Hall of Fame Sports at 6 o'clock. JT Sayers at Tiki Hut Lakeside Grill, 2 to 5.
All right, that's a wrap for the week, I believe. There, right?
It's a good week.
Oh shoot, sorry. Yeah, all right. So we have a lot of the same heavy hitters there playing around as usual. Multiple locations, multiple times, multiple great venues to check out. There's a lot going on. I'm glad these people are out there making their paying their bills and making some people happy along the way and putting some nice tunes in the air, man. Hopefully things can keep going on this way.
Good vibes.
Let's see here. What is the date, Johnny? It is the 24th of May, correct?
Oh, what we got going on in the 24th of May?
Well, normally we have a little prep for this segment, so we might edit this out. But
you always say that, but you never do.
I like saying it and then not doing it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Johnny, Artist Connections here. We have a lot other people kind of submitting us their names and their information. I do want to go ahead and say, though, we are getting a lot of like YouTube links and stuff like that. Like, those are helpful in some capacity, but if you want your songs on the show, we need like MP3s or waves so we can integrate it into our mix. and it'll be a lot more simple that way. And you get your music at least kind of as background, like we were talking about last episode. So this track should have a little bit in the background, but let's keep submitting those. Johnny, do you want to give a couple shout outs here to some of these people?
Yeah, well, speaking of the background music, the music you're listening to here is Hurt and Skip. Dr. Joe Power reached out to us, gave us some of their music for you guys to enjoy. I've seen them at Golden Grove. They're really cool. If you ever get a chance to go see them play a show, definitely do it. So appreciate
Dr.
Hurt
Joe
and Skip.
Power.
Dr. Joe Power. Also,
That's the
what did you
second
say,
doctor.
chiropractor?
I believe he was a chiropractor, I believe.
Nice. So, I mean, if you
So
want to
you
listen
don't-
to some good music and get adjusted, then he's your dude.
Get adjusted. So, like, do you tell him, I mean, I guess he says instead of break a leg, break a back or something?
Slip a disc.
Slip a disc with disc and slip. Hurt and slip. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. It's Hurt and
right.
Skip. Hurt and
It
Skip.
is Hurt and Skip,
Yeah,
yes.
Hurt and Skip. Yep.
But not on the cracks, because then you break the back, and then you call Joe Power either way.
Right. He wins either way.
Wait. Anyway, yeah. All right, let's give a shout out to someone who reached out to us a couple weeks ago. His name is Ernesto Gutierrez, but he goes by Simple. He's a hip-hop EDM artist, and he's getting the tour together, and he sent us some dates. It's further in August, so we'll probably bring him back up, but I just wanted to mention him. Didn't think we were leaving him out here because he did reach out to us as one of the earlier people.
Cool. Yeah, I guess that's something to definitely say. If you guys send us stuff that's, a couple months out or something like that, we might just be holding on to it to mention kind of closer to what's going on with the shows or album releases or whatever. That might be worth saying. We're not ignoring you. We just planning to put it in strategically, I guess.
Right, and we accept all genres, even though most of them are going to be kind of alternative, indie, rock, what have you. But we want everything, all the folk and all the rap stuff. We were getting some submissions here, but again, a lot of them are YouTube links, guys. We need like the MP3s or the waves if you want to get those integrated easier. A guy named Tyler Maccabee is a local rapper from the Spartanburg area. He hit us up. I think we had another one on there, Johnny. I don't know if you have the same page pulled up as I do, but do you have we had at least one more in the email that we wanted to mention, right?
Oh, right. That's Barry Mathewson. He has got a show coming up at Got Rocks on July 16th. It's the official Tides release party. So it's Barry Mathewson and the Swell with special guests, the Sterling Weight Band.
Right. All right. Cool. Well, again, y'all, keep sending us your submissions. upstatemusicmine@gmail.com.
Sweet, dude. So, hey, what's today? The 24th?
It is the 24th.
This day in music, man. What happened?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
I think there was some interesting things, not some of the craziest stuff, but I think it's kind of funny to bring up that this is when Hanson had their 3-week run at number one.
3-week
son.
run at number one, son.
With
Hanson.
We all remember
Yeah.
that hit. Goodness, I remember. Honestly,
yeah.
dude, I was going in Haywood Mall. I remember, I was a kid, and I looked up and I was like, these girls are good. Because I saw them on the TV and they all had long hair and I'm not even joking. I know that's the cliche joke to make of them, but I really thought it was like chicks up there, and I was like, this is a catchy song.
It was just so uncool for dudes to like Hanson in middle school.
No, I know.
It was just so uncool. But whenever you grow up and listen to it, they had some good songs. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
They had
it's
a couple
funny.
of good songs.
They really did halfway inspire me to start a band, because I was like, these kids can do it, and we can do it. And I remember figuring out the Mortal Kombat theme song on piano, and that's what set me off,
it.
bro.
Boom.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. Oh, but also the same day, and this is in 1997. On May 24th, 1997, the Spice Girls also hit number one on the album charts. So it's hilarious that those two things are on the same day, because that's you kind of sync those guys up in the same genre and period and embarrassing kind of time there in the pop scene. Dude, speaking of embarrassing and Spice Girls, oh my goodness, dude, we were 12. Me and my buddies were in my friend's parents' bedroom, where the only computer and printer, and this is old school stuff, obviously. So, and it takes fucking 5 minutes for a page. so we were printing out I don't know how we found it, but it was a topless picture of the Spice Girls. And then we hear the door, like, and we're like, oh crap, it was halfway through, it starts jamming up. We like act like it's a war scene, start diving behind the bed and stuff, like trying to, because we hear his dad coming up the stairs and we're like, we're screwed because it's stuck in the printer. And then he finds it and starts yelling. Me and Adam run out of the house, and then my mom gets the call like, hey, the boys printed out naked Spice Girls pictures at our house.
Wow.
So anyway.
There's worse things you could be caught doing, I guess.
Right. We'll save that
I mean,
story
the
for another
Spice
time.
Girls, dude, they just look like the bachelorette party you don't want to run into.
You didn't have a favorite one?
No, dude. Like, no. I mean, I think back then we were so obsessed with, like, Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera that I didn't really care for the Spice Girls. I mean, their songs are catchy and shit.
If you want to be my lover.
Right, I mean, yeah. But, I mean, no, there wasn't one that stuck out to me as, like, yeah, she's hot.
Well, David Beckham will disagree with you.
Yeah.
He
that's
fancies posh.
Fine. That's fine. Yeah.
So yeah, and then the birthday of today. Who's the birthday man? I think we had a big one, right? I thought it was Bob Dylan. Is it?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
because
it
I
was
know
Bob Dylan.
it was Bob.
Yep.
Robert.
That's right. Bob Dylan. What year? 41, right?
41. Nice.
41.
Well, that's a really significant one, obviously. So that kind of counterbalances the Hanson and the Spice Girls. You know, Hanson made a beer a couple years ago.
Shut up.
called Hop. I'm serious.
Oh my god.
I know, and I bet it tasted like.
Probably. I mean, it's got to be like an IPA, because.
I would assume so. Yeah. I am interested to see what it tastes like.
Yeah, I mean.
We should try to get some.
I think we could do a little parody and call it UMMPod.
UMMPod. Oh, all right, that's happening.
I just can't get over the fact that Boo Boo's name was gonna be Candace if you were a girl.
Candace. Oh, did
and
you?
they were gonna call him Candy. I was like, dude, that's such a stripper name, bro.
Do you remember Candace? Used to work with us.
Candace.
Candace in your mouth. Oh, sorry. All right. Hey, man, don't get mad at me. Get mad at D. Man, D who? D's nuts.
I think Imagine Dragons is the best one.
What are you talking about?
Imagine dragging these nuts on your face.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think that's the most clever one that I've heard.
I'd rather listen to that joke than the actual Imagine Dragon, I think. You know, all of our like stupid twists on the names of like artists, like, you know, Smash My Pumpkin or Blind My Third Eye.
Oh, yeah.
Jack My Johnson.
Jack My Johnson.
Nail My 9-inch. Bam. That's a good one. What's another one?
Smash My Mouth.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. Oh. Carry My Underwood. That's good. Brandon, you got any?
He's not here, but.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, well, shit, man. I think we got enough randomosity.
Yep, I'd say so.
I guess if there's nothing else here to throw out there, I think we mentioned everybody we needed to and got all the info out there for Pour Taproom and for Jacob Johnson. We're excited that we have another good show coming up next week. Like we said, we've had some of these interviews already kind of in the database here because we've been getting a lot in, and we're excited. So next week we're going to bring you some Radio Room action, and Mikey Carvajal from Islander. Those guys have like 300,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and have played big shows with Korn and POD and stuff, and it's a fun interview because we go back. But yeah, Johnny, you have anything else for the folks?
Nah, man, just appreciate you guys listening, supporting us. You know, like us on Facebook, share that shit. Check out our YouTube channel, subscribe there. The YouTube channel, hopefully, is going to get a little bit better in the future because we're going to start incorporating our webcams, and so you can actually put a face to the people talking. So yeah, keep your eye out for that. But definitely appreciate everybody.
No filter.
Yeah, appreciate everybody submitting stuff. You know, upstatemusicmine@gmail.com if you have any submissions of your own. Yeah, just appreciate everybody.
All right, well, with that, thanks for tuning in. Tish E. Lems and we'll see you next week.
Cuff.
Cuff. Nathanage.